I'm signed in and on this.
Hello and welcome to yet another analog live stream. My name is Sigma, and with me tonight I have Gale Force 3192.
Hello.
And literally nobody else. But that's okay. We're enough. So, tonight we will be getting into Chapter 17. Okay, correction, we do have a third person, and it's a fucking train!
God damn it!
You okay over there?
I just closed the window.
You were gonna try and run the stream with your window open.
I forgot the window was open.
Right, well, I did add a new sound to the soundboard, and I think now is an excellent time to use it.
You fool!
Oh, and, correction, we actually do have a third person that isn't a train, and
Photo clip, yes.
And that's Ifrit.
So sorry.
Well, apparently Ifrit's here, but he's not.
Oh, God.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting.
Thank you, my ears needed that.
Sorry.
Thank you, Mordreen. Okay, well, that's certainly an auspicious way to start. Oh, good. We've got Devastator back again. How you doing, Devastator?
Very fine way to start.
Go away, Devastator. We don't want your kind here.
And M sent us a butt.
What is it with her and the butts?
I mean, it's a very well-drawn butt.
I don't care. Just what's with her and the butts?
I don't know. And I would share this with everybody, but this is technically not safe for work, and the last thing I need is YouTube getting angry at us, even more so than they already are for our naughty language of the toilet. Toilet. So, yes, that's a thing that just happened. Again, wish I could show you all, but we really don't need to get black flagged. So instead, we're gonna go ahead and just show something completely different. That being what we've got for tonight's news segment. Now, it's been, for lack of a better word, a hell of a week. In the last week, we've had, what, 2 hurricanes? Haven't got a third brewing. The fuck was that?
That was
him.
That was them jumping into the call. I mean, she's muted now, but she's in the call.
Oh, okay. Kind of surprised. Kind of surprised she's in on the call.
So am I.
I would have thought she'd just get in on the stream itself and, like, be in the chat.
Yeah, like, get it.
Although I guess I didn't link it. But I mean, I shouldn't have to. It's accessible straight from my YouTube page. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. As usual, we're being absolutely just consummate professionals. Hi, Slayer. How's it going? Oh, just got a Shedinja in Platinum. Nice. See, I have this weird fondness for Shedinja, and I can't really explain why. Because, I mean, the whole Wonder Guard idea, the whole Wonder Guard and 1 HP idea is certainly an interesting one, but, like, it doesn't really pan out when you've got so many weaknesses as a Bug Ghost type. But it's still, like, super fun to play with. Actually, word of advice in regards to that. Slayer, as soon as you can possibly get it, put a focus band on that thing. Because there's nothing any more hilarious than actually getting hit with a super effective move, hanging on with only 1 HP, when 1 HP is all you had to begin with. I did that once. I did that once in a party that I was playing against somebody else with, and that just completely freaked them out. Oh, it was a good time. You know what? Fuck it. I think that's why I like Shedinja. It's just unconventional fun. But we did not come here to talk about Pokemon tonight. Yeah, as much as it would, even though it would be a hell of a lot more fun than talking about what we're actually going to be talking about. But before we get to that, we do have the obligatory news segment. As I was saying earlier, it's been a bit of a week. You know, we've had the hurricanes, we've had, between the hurricanes, the earthquake, the all-female remake of Lord of the Flies. Why? Just why?
Yeah, that's something we haven't talked about in the stream yet, but for those who don't know, yes, that actually is a thing, but that's not what we're talking about tonight.
Quite frankly, I think a flabbergasted why is more than enough commentary on that. So, needless to say, lots happened since the last time we streamed, and not much of it's been good. That being said, there was one thing that happened in this last week that was absolutely fucking heartwarming. And that's actually what we're going to be talking about tonight. So here's my question, viewers. How fond are you of Irishmen? Because I, for one, am very fond of Irishmen.
Though you don't like their language.
Hey, it's not my fault I'm British, okay?
Fuck you, you lemmy bastard.
See, I'm mulling over whether or not to respond to that with "that's racist," because I'm not entirely sure how many people are going to take that seriously. Anyway, the reason I bring up Irishmen is that one Irish family in the last week had a very interesting little experience with some of the local wildlife. And that is actually what we're going to be looking at tonight. Now, I've already sent my co-hosts the link to this video in the chat, if you guys would be so kind as to open that up. pause it at the 0 mark and let me know when you're ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
All right, Ifrit, how are you?
Oh, I'm kind of in the middle of something else at the moment.
Oh, well, could you maybe, like, I don't know, pause it?
No!
Okay, I guess I'll go fuck myself then.
Yeah, you better.
Sorry, critical.
Okay. Well, we tried. So, yes, you might have noticed there's a bit of a Batman logo on the screen. We're about to find out why. Ready, Wendy?
Ready.
Alright, in 3, 2, 1, go.
Catch him! Catch him, Derry! Derry, catch him! There's a bat! Get a bat! Get a bat! Get a bat out of the house! Mom, will you get out? Derry, will you catch him? Oh, fuck it. Oh! Oh! Huh? Jesus, new. Catch him, Derry. Catch him. Catch him, Derry. Bigger towel, that's it. Get him now, quick. Get him. Oh, fuck it. God, Derry. Oh! Will you... Marie, will you stop looking in the door? Oh! Jesus. Catch him, Derry. Catch him. You're doing great. You're doing great. Just... That's it. Oh! He nearly got him that time. Nearly. No, he's still flying around the place. Quick. Oh! Oh! You're doing a great job, Derry. Oh, that's it. Stand up, Derry. Oh! Did you get him? No, he's there. He's making a mockery out of you, boy. You get done off this. Take off them shot. The dog's pissing. Dad, the dog's after peeing. Oh, for... Maureen, you're no help behind the door. You're tiring him out. He's like McGregor, he's got no legs left. Go on, catch him now. There he is. Get him. Oh. Oh, fuck it! Oh! He's on me! Delighted.
Outside.
Sure, the dog got a fright and he pissed himself, Mom. Sure, how would you blame him? And you outside the door.
McGregor, he's got no feet left.
Oh, fuck it!
Oh, fuck it!
I'm just gonna leave this on Derry's face for a bit. Just... it's a magical little moment, that. So,
it really is.
So apparently the guy who kind of captured all this on film. Like, obviously he is Derry's son. And of course, Derry, the guy with the towel. I do love his nonchalant little just kind of clapping his hands off at the end.
Yes.
Like, as if he accomplished something, and didn't just spend the last half hour in his own kitchen throwing towels at bats. Because, as we all know, the towel is the mortal enemy of the common bat.
I think this was a common bat. See, it's like, I think this was a vampire bat that got into the house. Well, at least according to news shows that decided to run with this.
I mean, apparently they're farmers, and if they're beef farmers or something, that would probably make sense, because vampire bats do tend to go after specifically cows. And,
Though,
why not? Big,
though
slow,
again,
not much
though,
noise.
though of course, people like Jimmy, like Kimmel would joke about that, because that, like, dude, like, though, do vampire bats actually live in Ireland? I don't know.
Neither do I. Fortunately, the internet is a thing that exists, so we can find out pretty quick.
Yeah,
Well, by we
because I
us.
thought we're
You know
only like vampire bats were only like a North or South, like a North and South American thing.
Hold on. Yep. Shut up. That'll do. Yeah, it's pretty much just Latin and South America. It's if there's a vampire bat in Ireland, well, clearly it's gotten quite lost.
Yeah, no kidding.
I just love everything about that video, not least of which being the fact that the guy behind the camera sounds a little bit like Robin Williams as Mrs. Doubtfire.
Vaguely.
But, like, well, I mean, more specifically, he just does straight up sound like, he really just does straight up sound like Robin Williams affecting kind of a Kerry Irish brogue. And that's
Okay,
sort of perfect.
Okay, yeah, that, yes.
I just... Catch him, Daddy! And of course, from behind... And, of course, from his spot behind the door. Maureen, would you get out from behind the door?
Yeah, Maureen, you no help from behind the door!
And what are you doing, buddy?
Yeah, as he says, from behind his door.
Oh, it's just... Yeah. And of course, just at the end, that screech of, "It's on me!" But yeah, apparently the guy who shot all of this frequently videos his father doing things, because I guess Gary's just inherently kind of fun to watch. I don't know. I mean, looking at this still image of him, I can't exactly disagree. Just look at this guy. Just standing there, mildly perturbed in his parka and basketball shorts, holding a cup of tea.
Oh my god.
I fucking love Derry.
And his son.
Oh yes, and his son
Tig. Are you forgetting the pronunciation already?
It's Gaelic! The pronunciation is entirely dependent on how drunk you are when you say it!
Fuck you! Tea drinking, crapper choking down, slimy bastards. All of you.
Well, I'd never.
Oh, that's
Yes.
that's right. That's right, you stupid British bastard. How about you
Yes,
try and survive the potato? You try and survive the potato famine.
Yes, see, this is just my theory. I think the pronunciation of the vowels is entirely dependent on the consonants that follow them.
Yes, we are actually talking. Wendy, we're not having an in-depth conversation about the nuances of Gaelic. It's not happening.
I'm
you're
just
not.
saying. I wasn't intending on getting into an actual conversation. I'm just saying.
So the reason I was so confused, by the way, viewers, about about the guy's name is, it's pronounced Tig, more or less, somewhere in there.
But it's not said the way it's spelled.
It's spelled Tid.
T-A-D... No, T-A-G... Now I can't even remember how it's spelled! I sent you the thing that showed how it was spelled. Because I sent you an article.
We tried. It didn't work. Honestly, this is the entire reason I wanted to talk about this. Is just... For once, we've got a story that is nothing but just pure joy. This is without a doubt just the happiest little moment we could have possibly hoped for this week. Which, you know, again, good, because, like, pretty much the entire southern United States is underwater right now. So I think we could all use a bit of a laugh. So, you know, thank you, Ireland, for keeping our spirits up. And remember, Derry will live. I'm sure that's uplifting to somebody. So, that was a fun little moment we had, and that's not the screen I wanted to go to. That's the screen I wanted to go to. There we are. So professional, I know. So, that was our, M's in the chat talking about butts again.
Em, what the heck is with you and butts today? Jeez! All I've heard you say that you have a nice butt. I think it was. I don't know. She was talking about butts in the chat. I don't know what's going on.
Neither do I, but apparently we need to bring back Adrian Brody.
Oh my god, Em!
Please stop talking about the butt. We don't talk about the butt on the live stream.
Enough about the butt.
Not with that attitude.
I don't know why I bother.
Why do you bother?
Because butts?
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, I didn't find the news article I sent you for this video, but I did find the article I sent you to help with how to pronounce Tig's name. It's pronounced Tile, T-A-D-H-G.
T-A-D-H-G.
Yes.
Which basically means 40% of the... Which means not only is 40% of the word completely silent, but another 20% of that word is... Another 20% of that word, the only vowel in that word, is not the vowel it's pretending to look like.
Yeah,
uncultured swine.
Yeah, the A is pronounced as an I.
Go home, Ireland, you're drunk.
Yeah, hence...
Uncultured swines, all of you.
Yeah, hence my theory about how you pronounce the vowels.
Please stop talking about the butt in the chat.
No, keep going.
No, please stop. I'm with Sigma.
No, keep going. We need more booty in this chat.
Not that kind.
I mean, we're about to have plenty of asses. I mean, we are here to read Twilight after all. Well.
Oh damn.
Oh, guys, something I meant to bring up.
Yep.
So, at some point, here's a consideration for a potential game to play for some type of live stream stuff.
Ooh, I'm listening.
Pretty sure your computers can probably handle it.
I mean, probably.
Is anyone here familiar with Super Mario 64 Online?
No.
Did you just say Super Mario 64 Online?
Yes.
Oh my god, what even?
Hold on, let me get the link.
Am I about to have my mind blown? I'm about to have my mind blown.
I think we're about to have our minds blown.
I love but noise?
Noise.
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 Noise?
Noise?
Oh, God damn it. Slayer, if Ifrit is sending us a hentai link, we gonna have many problems. Not least of which being, how the hell am I going to censor that on the fly?
I mean, if I was going to send a hentai link, it wouldn't be too hard.
It wouldn't be too hard,
It's
would
too
it?
hard.
Next.
I sent it in the Discord chat, so...
Ah, well, that would be why I didn't... Okay. So, let's see what we got here. Oh, it's a video. Okay. Let me just pull this up on the main screen.
Oh my gosh.
Main screen turn on. Oh boy, this is gonna be a thing. Okay, let's see, fancy mode. And where's my button? There's my button. Okay, so apparently this is a thing that's happening. Strap in, viewers. Oh my god, it's a double Waluigi! Things I never expected.
Yeah, I played this with a few friends last night, and we already got to 60 stars.
Waluigi's sure fragile.
Yeah, he takes a bit of damage.
What? I never realized how much I needed this.
I played Toad. Another friend of mine played Mario. Another one played Waluigi and Yoshi. Another one played Luigi and Princess Peach, and another one played Rosalina and Wario.
So it's got a bit of the original Super Mario 64. It's got a little bit of 64 DS. It's got a little bit of weirdly Super Mario 3D Land or 3D World. I forget which one's which. I don't care. So, you know what? If my computer can handle that and the stream without melting, that might be a thing we do in future. Because this looks like absolutely ridiculous fun. I had no idea how much I needed massive multiplayer online Super Mario 64 with Waluigi and Knuckles.
Like each of the characters are good in certain levels, apparently.
Okay, again, kind of like Super Mario 64, DS. Rather.
Yeah, like Pete. Since Peach has her floating ability, she's real good for the precision platforming stuff.
Yeah. Ditto for Yoshi and his flutter jump.
She's good too. I heard he swims faster compared to others.
Wonder how they came up with that. Whatever.
I don't know. I've heard he apparently swims faster. Coming from some of my friends some of my friends I play with.
I guess that's just kind of what happens when you're really damn happy.
Toad, he is useless when it comes to flight. He goes too fast. He's near uncontrollable.
You know what? You know what the sad thing is? Now I really want to see the Runaway guys play this. Just me?
Oh no, I want to see
end.
the Runaway guys play this.
Because the Runaway guys playing this, that would be hilarious. That's just got so much opportunity to be hilarious and crazy and stupid, and I really hope they used Wario's German voice actor for the sound clips in this.
No, it's all just Mario sound clips.
So I missed.
Right. Well, I think I'll just. I think I'll just leave Wario's German voice actor to respond to that.
Although it's funny when you hear Princess Peach with Mario's voice.
Oh,
jeez.
I really hope they patch that in future, because, I mean, A, they could easily just use the sound clips from the DS version for Luigi, Wario, and Yoshi. And
well,
B,
the DS versions and N64 versions are different, is the thing.
Well, in some ways, yeah.
Like, this, in order for this to work properly, you have to go into the emulator of your choice and expand the RAM size. Expand the RAM size to 8 megabytes.
Alright, so there is a little bit of DIY required here.
And you have to use an IP address to connect.
Okay, well, it might not work out too well on our end for this then, because, well...
I mean...
Wendy's got connection issues, and my computer is, at the best of times, kind of unstable.
Play one again online.
No.
Yes.
No!
Anyway.
In fact, we should do that after doing the Twilight. We should play one again on and the Faces of Evil at the same time.
No.
I hate all of you. I do not get paid nearly enough to deal with this shit. Okay. So who's ready for toilet?
Do we have to?
Yes.
Did you read the stream title?
But it's...
I don't like it either, but apparently everybody in the chat derives some sort of sadistic glee from watching us do this, so...
Do they, though? Do they?
Well, Slayer does. And Slayer's like our...
I'd rather just
like our token regular. Although, you know, props to Devastator for coming back 2 weeks in a row. Though he has been oddly quiet for the last few minutes. Ah! Details. Anyway, let's get into this, shall we? And
Yes.
I will say this right now. Unfortunately, the title to this particular chapter did give me horrible flashbacks to 2008.
Shut up.
And I'm terribly sorry, everybody, but I'm afraid we've all lost the game. And I forgot to put this in read mode. Again.
No comment.
Yes, Chapter 17 is the game. Just the game. Great.
You
See,
couldn't
it
think of
makes
anything
me-
original.
See, it makes me wonder if that came about because of Twilight. Granted, the book was
No.
the book was written in 2005, but the movie came out in 2008.
Too many dipshit teenage boys were doing this whole the game thing for it to possibly be a Twilight thing. I hope.
Never mind.
Alright, so, let's get into this, shall we? It was just beginning to drizzle when Edward turned onto my street. Up until that moment, I'd had no doubt that he'd be staying with me while I spent a few interim hours in the real world.
Jade's been called on account of raid. Oh, wait.
I hope you brought your galoshes. And then I saw the black car, a weathered Ford, parked in Charlie's driveway, and heard Edward mutter something unintelligible in a low, harsh voice.
Let me guess something about how he doesn't like Fords. Fuck you.
I was going to guess
I mean, you know...
I was going to guess something more... I was going to guess more like something like, whoop, whoop, that's the sound of the police. I mean, I hear beat up Black Ford, my mind immediately goes to, like, a Crown Vic, for some reason. Or like, you know, kind of an older model F-150 or something like that. Alas, well, then again, if it was the police, wouldn't you kind of expect them to be there? It's only the police chief's house. So, you know, obviously, logically, no, it's not the police. It's something better.
The dream
Question mark.
police, they live inside of my head. Damn it.
Wendy, I don't have time for your cheap tricks. I'm horrible. Leaning away from the rain under the shallow front porch, Jacob Black stood behind his father's wheelchair. Yes, it's the return of Critical and Super Kami Guru. Billy's face was impassive as stone. Again, I don't really think that's how you use impassive.
Can you stop using that word, Stephanie?
You could be saying that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
Thank you.
As Edward parked my truck against the curb, Jacob stared down, his expression mortified. Edward's low voice was furious. This is crossing the line. I'm anger. He came to warn Charlie? I guessed, more horrified than angry. Edward just nodded, answering Billy's gaze through the rain with narrowed eyes. I felt weak with relief that Charlie wasn't home yet. Da 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 da.
Felt weak with relief. Can't you just say that she felt relieved?
Heaven forbid. Everything has to make Bella swoon. Bella swoon.
Soon.
Let me deal with this, I suggested. Edward's black glare made me anxious. To my surprise, he agreed. That's probably best. Be careful, though. The child has no idea. I bridled a little at the word Bridled?
Bridal.
Bridled. Just bridled. Even if you're using that word right, that's not how the word's been used in like 100 years.
You know something? I gotta look this up. I'm sorry.
Yep. Bridle, verb, to put a bridle on, as in a horse. Or to show one's resentment or anger, especially by throwing up the head and drawing it in the chin.
To put a bridle on, to control or restrain, to lift the head and draw in the chin in anger or resentment, to be angry or resentful. So you're saying that she was mad at the word? I don't think you're using the word right, Stephanie.
I'm sorry, all I can picture right now is Bella doing this. I'm just by the way it was defined. Because, again, show one's resentment or anger, especially by throwing up the head and drawing in the chin. With regards to Jim fucking Sterling, son.
Well, okay. Well, I just read the next sentence. Next sentence. Jacob is not that much younger than I am, I reminded him. But actually, wait.
He's a puppy! Wait for what now? Wendy?
So Stephanie is saying that she was offended at the word child because it's calling Jacob a child. I'm confused. I'm really confused here.
Oh, it gets worse.
Stephanie!
He looked at me.
Stop using.
It gets worse. For God's sake, woman, hold your outrage until it actually gets worse. Namely, next sentence.
I'm waiting.
He looked at me then, his anger abruptly fading. Oh, I know, he assured me with a grin. I love little girls, they make me feel so good. Way to make your character sound like a fucking pedo, Stephanie. Good job. Excellent work. Great. With apologies to both Oingo Boingo and Taro-san.
I
broke the windy. This is kind of amazing.
You have no idea what the fuck you're doing, do you, Stephanie?
What was your first clue?
First, it's shoehorning in advanced words, and then it's this.
Advanced words.
Well, advanced for her.
Yeah, fair. Showro. I sighed and put my hand on the door handle. Get them inside, he instructed, so I can leave. Don't do that. No, it should be get them inside so I can leave, he instructed. Don't break up your dialogue like that. That's stupid. That's weird. No! That's Stephanie! No magic underwear! It's funny because she's Mormon. I'll be back around dusk. Do you want my truck? I offered, meanwhile, wondering how I would explain its absence to Charlie. He rolled his eyes. I could walk home faster than this truck moves. Not even gonna touch that. You don't have to leave, I said wistfully. He smiled at my glum expression. Actually, I do. After you get rid of them, he threw a dark glance in the Black's direction, you still have to prepare Charlie to meet your new boyfriend. He grinned widely, showing all of his teeth. Of course, you forgot to mention the part about none of them actually being pointed, because, you know, vampires clearly don't have incredibly sharp incisors. It's not like they need to puncture their prey in order to draw the blood out. No. Still pissed off at that. Oh, we've gone over this before, right? About how marble vampires, it's not the canines or the incisors that are pointed. It's like the molars. You know, the teeth that are real far back in the mouth. Because that's useful. Like, what do you do? What do you do to suck someone's blood? Stick their hand in your mouth? Or can you just, like, unhinge your jaw like a goddamn snake? Either way, just the physiology of these so-called vampires never ceases to baffle me. And no, mayonnaise is not an instrument. Horseradish isn't an instrument either. Am asked, so I had to answer. I groaned. Thanks a lot. He smiled the crooked smile that I loved. Thanks, Fawful. What even? That is the sort of sentence structure I expect from a character that does not actually speak English. I'll be back soon, he promised. His eyes flickered back to the porch, and then he leaned in to swiftly kiss me just under the edge of my jaw. My heart lurched frantically, and I, too, glanced toward the porch.
Heart lurched? Lurched.
Again, you should probably see a doctor about that.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, considering you just left the house in
You
one.
right.
Did you? For the record, your voice is not even remotely deep enough to do that. It's more of a...
I don't care. If I get a chance, thank you. If I get a chance to make the reference, I'm gonna make the reference.
Anyway, Billy's face was no longer impassive, and his hands clutched at the armrests of his chair. Oh, we in for a night! Angry Kami Guru! Soon! I stressed as I opened the door and stepped at it. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I think y'all know where I'm going with this. I think you all know where I'm going with this. I'm sorry, I just need to make this, I just need to make this quick diversion.
Okay.
Our hero, ladies and gentlemen. Just waiting for you guys to notice. Stream latency. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, just the moment Bella says that, just soon. I have spent way too much time on the internet, and it has ruined me.
Oh, jeez. Oh my god. What even the fuck is that?
I think that's an emu.
That's
Which, considering that... Well, I mean, considering the Australian government once went to war with the emu... I can believe they're plotting something. I could feel his eyes on my back as I half ran through the light sprinkle toward the porch. Hey, Billy. Hi,
Did you
Jacob.
say? Did you? Hold on. Did you say you're heading off, Everett? I couldn't
What?
tell.
No, I said they lost.
Oh, you said they lost. I couldn't tell.
Who lost? Also,
In the
really?
war between the Australians and the Emu.
Oh, right, the Australians
Australians
lost! The Emu War was an amazing thing. Also, apologies for all the Skype noises. I'm sure everybody was glancing down at their toolbars for that. Unfortunately, Parsi and M have decided to take up a conversation in our group Skype. And that's creating quite a bit of noise. Oh well. So
Just mute your Skype.
just did. Probably should have done that before we started, but I'm stupid. Now then. Where was I? I was here. Hey Billy, hi Jacob, I greeted them as cheerfully as I could manage. Charlie's gone for the day. I hope you haven't been waiting long. Not long, Billy said in a subdued tone. His black eyes were piercing. I just wanted to bring this up. He indicated a brown paper sack resting in his lap. Oh my god, it's sandwiches and or drugs. It's drug sandwiches. Drug witches? Seriously, there's something oddly sketchy about somebody showing up to your door unannounced with a brown paper bag. Am I the only one who sees that?
Oh no, I see it too. This, like, first of all, this isn't Mischief Night. Second of all, even if it was, that's not how it works. You're supposed to sneak up with it, drop it off at the door, and then light it on fire.
You know, I was about to say it's not dog crap, but they're werewolves, so maybe it's dog crap.
See, I was operating under the assumption that it was, hence my Mischief Night joke.
I mean, I still think it's drug sandwiches. I like mine with extra cocaine. Thanks, I said, though I had no idea what it could be. It's drug witches.
Devastator, why?
Oh god. Who? What? It's a bomb. It's a bomb.
It's a bomb.
It's a bomb! Sorry, Nash.
That's why I started laughing, because I immediately thought of that old RDA episode.
Remember, childrens, don't use a live ordnance as a school bell. I shouldn't. You could probably figure out why that's a bad idea, but I feel the need to point it out anyway. If you've been watching RDA as long as I have, you know why. Anyway, thanks, I said, though I had no idea what it could be. Again, drug witches. Why don't you come in for a minute and dry off? I pretended to be oblivious to his intense scrutiny as I unlocked the door and waved them in ahead of me. Here, let me take that. Turning to shut the door, I allowed myself one last glance at Edward. He was waiting, perfectly still, his eyes solemn. You'll want to put it in the fridge, Billy noted as he handed me the package. It's some peanut butter and heroin. Charlie's favorite. The fridge keeps it drier. He shrugged. Thanks, I repeated, but with feeling this time. Oops. I was running out of new ways to fix fish, and he's bound to bring home more tonight. Fishing again? Billy asked with a subtle gleam in his eye. Down at the usual spot? Maybe I'll run by and see him. No, I quickly lied, my face going hard. He was headed someplace new, but I have no idea where. He took in my changed expression, and it made him thoughtful. Jake, he said while still praising me, why don't you go get that new picture of Rebecca out of the car? I'll leave that for Charlie, too. God damn it.
God damn it.
No matter how we try and get away from Rebecca Black, she just keeps coming back!
Once you go black, you never go back. God damn it.
I hate you so much.
I just couldn't resist.
Where is it? Jacob asked, his voice morose. I glanced at him, but he was staring at the floor, his eyebrows pulling together. I think I saw it in the trunk, Billy said. You may have to dig for it. Jacob slouched back out into the rain. Okay, I guess I'll go fuck myself.
Sorry, Critical.
Billy and I faced each other in silence. After a few seconds, the quiet started to feel awkward, so I turned and headed to the kitchen. I could hear his wet wheels squeak against the linoleum as he followed. I shoved the bag onto the crowded top shelf of the fridge and spun around to confront him. His deeply lined face was unreadable. Damn it, this guy really is Super Kami Guru. Charlie won't be back for a long time. My voice was almost rude. He nodded in agreement, but said nothing. Thanks again for the fish fry, I hinted. Now fucking leave! He continued nodding. I sighed and folded my arms across my chest. He seemed to sense that I had given up on small talk. Bella, he said, and then he hesitated. I waited. Bella, he said again. Charlie is one of my best friends. Yes. He spoke each word carefully in his rumbling voice. I noticed you have been spending time with one of the Cullens. Yes, I repeated curtly. His eyes narrowed. Maybe it's none of my business, but I don't think that is such a good idea. You're right, I agreed. It is none of your business. He raised his graying eyebrows at my tone. You probably don't know this, but the Cullen family has an unpleasant reputation on the reservation. Actually, I did know that, I informed him in a hard voice. Surprised him. But that reputation couldn't be deserved, could it? Because the Cullens never set foot on the reservation, do they? I could see that my less than subtle reminder of the agreement that both bound and protected his tribe pulled him up short. That's true. Acceded? I could never figure out how to pronounce that word. Doesn't matter. His eyes guarded. You seem well informed about the Cullens. More informed than I expected. You've been snooping behind my back! Sorry, I just had to do. I can't not do that voice without letting loose a little bit, you know? I stared him down. Maybe even better informed than you are. Oh, don't talk back to the big old wolf man. He pursed his thick lips as he considered that. Maybe. Maybe. Oh! Ugh, a little too phlegmy on both of those, sorry. Maybe. He allowed, but his eyes were shrewd. Another train.
Yes, another train.
So many trains. Is
So
Charlie
many.
as well informed? He had found the weak chink in my armor. Don't say that, it's racist! Yes, I'm kidding, by the way. Charlie likes the Cullens a lot, I hedged. You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means. With apologies to Mandy Patinkin.
Yeah, I really think you need to get that on your set.
You know, I really do, as often as I use it.
Yeah.
He clearly understood my evasion. His expression was unhappy, but unsurprised. It's not my business, he said, but it may be Charlie's. Though it will be my business, again, whether or not I think that it's Charlie's business, right? I wondered if he even understood my confused question as I struggled not to say anything compromising. I mean, I wouldn't blame him if he didn't. What the hell was that? It sounded like something I'd expect to hear from Jack Sparrow, not some dopey teenager. Then again, there's not much difference, is there? With apologies to, You know what? No, fuck it. I'm not gonna apologize to Johnny Depp. He's a bit of a fuckwad. Yeah, I'm gonna keep reading. But he seemed to. He thought about it while the rain picked up against the roof, the the only sound breaking the silence. Yes, he finally surrendered. I guess that's your business, too. I sighed with relief. Thanks, Billy. Just think about what you're doing, Bella, he urged. Okay, I agreed quickly. He frowned. What I meant to say was, don't do what you're doing! I looked into his eyes, filled with nothing but concern for me, and there was nothing I could say. Just then the front door banged loudly, and I jumped at the sound. There's no picture anywhere in that car. Jacob's complaining voice reached us before he did. The shoulders of his shirt were stained with the rain, his hair dripping when he rounded the corner. Billy grunted, suddenly detached. Spinning his chair around. I whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair back and forth. Is it weird that I now want Team 4-Star to actually do a Super Kami Guru cover of Whip My Hair?
Don't.
Too late. Already the evil seed of what you've done germinates within you!
Stop.
I am having a good time. I guess I left it at home. Jacob rolled his eyes dramatically. Oh, great. I guess that was completely pointless. Well, Belly. I'm talking to... Don't mind me, just talking to my stomach. It's my only friend.
Jesus Christ.
Well, Bella, tell Charlie. Billy paused before continuing. That we stopped by, I mean. I will, I muttered. Jacob was surprised. Are we leaving already? Charlie's gonna be out late, Billy explained as he rolled himself past Jacob. I thought what we had was special. Guess not. Oh, Jacob looked disappointed. Well, I guess I'll go fuck myself then, Bella. I'm sorry. I just had to. My decision to give these two specific voices was an excellent one. Sure, I agreed. Take care, Billy warned me. I didn't answer. Jacob helped his father out the door. I waved briefly, glancing swiftly toward my now empty truck, and then shut the door before they were gone. I stood in the hallway for a minute, listening to the sound of their car as it backed out and drove away. God damn it, I'm still thinking about the whip my hair back and forth thing.
God damn it.
Oh, that is to me what September was to Richard Dawson. During what month of pregnancy does a woman start to look pregnant? September. We have a bit of a fondness for old game shows here at the Analog Kids.
Yes.
Anyway.
that whole September clip in general is great. How the hell did you people get on this show?
A question our viewers ask us every week. I stayed where I was, waiting for the irritation and anxiety to subside. When the tension eventually faded a bit, I headed upstairs to change out of my dressy clothes. I tried on a couple of different tops, not sure what to expect tonight. As I concentrated on what was coming, what had just passed became insignificant. Now that I was removed from Jasper's and Edward's influence, I began to make up for not being terrified before. Well, now she's got to change her pants, too. I'll let y'all think about that one for a bit. Just kidding, I'm going to keep reading. I gave up quickly on choosing an outfit, throwing on an old flannel shirt and jeans, knowing that I would be in my raincoat all night anyway. Okay, first of all, again, not how positives work. Second of all, with or without a positives, that's a run-on sentence. So, go fuck yourself, Stephanie.
And she has an English Lit degree.
I mean, it's from the Mormon college, but Yeah. I mean, I maintain what I said. I maintain the general kind of attitude that I had about about that particular college from last week, and that's that they'll basically just give you a degree, just so long as you're Mormon and stay there for 4 years. Like, you got the 4 years? Check. Got the magic underwear? Check. Okay, here's a degree. Have fun talking about how Jesus is on his own planet. You know, I really hope we don't have any Mormons watching this show, because I just offended all of them. You know what, I don't actually care that much. The phone rang and I sprinted downstairs to get it. There was only one voice I wanted to hear. Anything else would be a disappointment. But I knew that if he... Take a drink... wanted to talk to me, he'd probably just materialize in my room.
Poof.
Poof.
You're...
Okay. Okay, you can have that one. Oh, that was good. Hello? I asked, breathless. You rang?
This is gonna be a running gag for this stream, isn't it?
A little bit. You know what? Just for the sake of not making an outdated reference, I think I am going to change the title now. There we go. This is just some silly old bullshit, isn't it?
I think so.
And I'll have you know, I whipped my hair back in 5th. You misspelled 4th. Or rather, you used the wrong one. Anyway.
Yep.
But no. Bella, it's me, Jessica said. Oh, hey, Jess. I scrambled for a moment to come back down to reality. It felt like months rather...
Did Ifrit drop out of the call, or did he just...
You just left.
I just heard... Huh.
Also, going by Parsi, apparently I smell. I mean, he's not wrong? Question mark? Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and keep reading. If Ifrit comes back, if Ifrit wants to come back, he could come back, but, like, if he's busy doing other things, like, well, whatever, if that's how the Ifrit do. Where was I? Ah, right. I was there. It felt like months rather than days since I'd spoken to Jess. Is that a comment on our streaming schedule? Because I feel like it could be. Thank you, Mordreen. How was the dance? It was so much fun! Jessica gushed. Needing... Oh, wait, that was an extra fruity one, wasn't it? Needing no more invitation than that, she launched into a minute-by-minute account of the previous night. I hummed and awed at the right places, but it wasn't easy to concentrate. Jessica, Mike, the dance, the school, they all seemed strangely irrelevant at the moment. Which begs the question, why even bother bringing any of this up? You know what this is? It's padding. My eyes kept flashing to the window, trying to judge the degree of light behind the heavy clouds. Did you hear what I said, Bella? Jess asked, irritated. I'm sorry, what? I said Mike kissed me, can you believe it? That's wonderful, Jess, I said. So, what did you do yesterday? Jessica challenged, still sounding bothered by my lack of attention. Or maybe she was upset that because I hadn't asked for details. Nothing, really. I just hung around outside to enjoy the sun. I heard Charlie's car in the garage. Wait, they have a garage now?
Yeah, that's new. I don't remember a garage being mentioned before.
He's literally been parking... Well, he's been literally parking in the driveway up to this point throughout the entire book. So, what even the fuck? Great continuity! With apologies to Phaelus. Did you ever hear anything more from Edward Cullen? The front door slammed, and I could hear Charlie banging around under the stairs, putting his tackle away. I hesitated, not sure what my story was anymore. Oh, good. Time to pull out the Heinemann stash. Hi there, kiddo. Charlie called as he walked into the kitchen. I waved at him. Jess heard his voice. Oh, your dad's there. Never mind. We'll talk tomorrow. See you in Trig. See you, Jess. I hung up the phone. Hey, Dad, I said. He was scrubbing his hands in the sink. Where's the fish? I put it out in the freezer. I'll go grab a few pieces before they freeze. Billy dropped off some of Harry Clearwater's fish fry this afternoon. I worked to sound enthusiastic. I didn't. Oh, he did? Charlie's eyes lit up. Oh, that's my favorite. Charlie cleaned up while I got dinner ready. And of course, of course the walrus loves fried fish. Guess Jamie Heineman. Oh, come on, did none of you watch Mythbusters? You ignorant swine!
I watched Mythbusters.
Well, I know you did.
Has anyone taken my blood out of the fridge? One of my favorite jabs at Jay from the show.
And then, of course, there's the always classic "quack, damn you."
Yeah, one of the favorite jabs from Jamie at a duck.
Just who curses at a duck?
Jamie.
So walruses, then. Somehow not surprised. It didn't take long till we were sitting at the table eating in silence. Charlie was enjoying his food. I was wondering desperately how to fulfill my assignment, struggling to think of a way to broach the subject. What did you do with yourself today? He asked, snapping at me out of my reverie. Well, this afternoon I just hung out around the house. Only the very recent part of this afternoon, actually. I tried to keep my voice upbeat, but my stomach was hollow. Well, then it's a good thing you're eating, I guess. And this morning I was over at the Cullens' I always hate it when I have to do the whole plural possessive thing.
Yeah, over at the Cullens'.
Ziz.
Stop.
Ziz. Charlie dropped his fork. Le gasp, I guess. Dr. Cullen's place? He asked in astonishment. I pretended not to notice his reaction. Yeah. Well, what were you doing there? He hadn't picked his fork back up. Well, I sort of have a date with Edward Cullen tonight, and he wanted to introduce me to his parents. Dad? It appeared that Charlie was having an aneurysm. Okay, that's kind of funny. Mostly because I'm picturing Jamie Heineman completely stone-faced, just turning purple.
Or like his eye twitching, or...
No, not even eye twitching, just whole face suddenly purple. Dad, are you alright? You are going out with it. That's not Jamie Heineman, that's Super Kami Guru again. Get out of here. But I wanted more time in the limelight. No! You are going out with Edward Cullen? He thundered. And if you were trying to make him actually thunder, perhaps an interrobang would have worked there. You know,
Interrobang.
question mark, exclamation point. Use the interrobang. It's good for you.
I'm sorry, but I can't help it.
I know I'm giving him the Jamie Heineman voice, but would it kill you to at least let this guy emote a little bit? Oh, it just keeps getting stupider. Uh-oh. I thought you liked the Cullens. He's too old for you, he ranted. We're both juniors, I corrected, though he was more right than he dreamed. Wait. He paused. Which one is Edward? Edward is the youngest, the one with the reddish-brown hair. The beautiful one, the godlike will take a fucking drink! Thank you, Mordreen. Wendy, are you still there? Uh-oh. Wendy! Wendy! No! And it was going so well. Oh dear. Okay, this is another week with technical difficulties, and another week in which I do not have a technical difficulties screen. God damn it. Hurry up and get back on so I can stop vamping. Fuck's sake. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Can you hear me now?
Yes! I don't know what unfucked itself, but I guess something unfucked itself.
I don't know what happened there either.
Okay, let's just hope it doesn't happen again and keep going.
Yeah, anyway, as I was trying to say before whatever happened, I was complaining about the Edwin thing, because I was like, wait, what happened there? Because Charlie called him Edward the first time. Where the fuck did Edwin come from?
Fuck me, I just now noticed that. No, wait, no, come on, I'm an Ace Attorney fan. I can do better than that when someone points out a contradiction. There we go, something like that.
I have no idea if that's how Miles Edgeworth sounds if he was to do that, but I'll go with it.
Well, no. If it was Miles Edgeworth, it would be more of a or possibly a And if anybody out there thinks that's out of character for Miles Edgeworth, I would like to point out he did both of those in the original Ace Attorney game. It was beautiful. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah. Oh, well, that's, he struggled. Better, I guess. I don't like the look of that big one. I'm sure he's a nice boy and all, but he looks too, mature for you. He looks like Dwayne the fucking Rock Johnson! Is this Edwin your boyfriend? Fucking get the...
Enough with the Edwin! You got it right the first time!
I believe the phrase I'm looking for here is, you fail. Again, surprisingly, an actual Edgeworth quote.
Is what?
I believe the phrase I'm looking for here is, you fail. Edgeworth is a much bigger dork than people are willing to believe. Meow then. It's Edward, Dad. Where is he? Sort of, I guess. You said last night that you weren't interested in any of the boys in town. But he picked up his fork again, so I could see the worst was over. Well, Edward doesn't live in town, Dad.
Nice loophole.
Smart ass! He gave me a disparaging look as he chewed. Watch it, kid.
I guess he's thinking the same thing I was thinking, or similar enough.
And anyways, I continued, it's kind of at an early stage, you know? Don't embarrass me with all the boyfriend talk, okay? When's he coming over? He'll be here in a few minutes. Where is he taking you? Where did he come from? Where did he go? Where did he come from, Cotton Eye Joe? With apologies to literally everybody. I groaned loudly. I hope you're
She might have... Yeah, she groaned loudly because she might have heard you.
No, No, it gets worse. I groaned loudly. I hope you're getting the Spanish Inquisition out of your system now. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition!
Fuck off, Bella.
We're going to play baseball with his family. His face puckered?
What is the eating? Nope. I'm not even gonna make the joke. It's not worth the joke.
Is he a butthead? I think he's a butthead.
It's a butthead.
He's not a butthead though. He's Mustache Dad.
Oh.
Mustache Dad is too pure. So, where was I? I was here. And I'm speaking like a stereotypical nerd.
You're speaking like Arseface from Preacher. Stop that.
Huh, that sounds
That's
oddly appropriate.
Speaking of buttheads.
That's oddly appropriate, yes. I don't know why I'm doing this. Okay. And then he finally chuckled. You're playing baseball? Well, I'll probably watch most of the time. You must really like this guy, he observed suspiciously. I sighed and rolled my eyes for his benefit. Thanks? I heard the roar of an engine. From a Volvo, really.
From a Volvo? Volvo engines don't roar.
Well, modern Volvo engines don't. Really old ones just kind of sound... Really old
But we already know that Edward's Volvo is modern.
Yeah, it's not like he's driving an old-timey Volvo 200 or something. You know, one of those big boxy sedans that looks like they were designed using an Etch-a-Sketch. Seriously, I've never seen a car that square in my life. It's amazing. But no, the kind of car he's driving probably makes about as much noise as a farting kitten.
As a farting kitten.
And is not even remotely as endearing.
A farting kitten.
I think I might have accidentally given you diabetes.
Silent but deadly. Farting kitten.
Just like my rogue. Who once actually described himself as silent as a cat fart.
Yes, he's done that several times.
The only reason that particular character is that ridiculous is because he's actually a puppy.
Yes.
Seriously, I don't know who it is exactly who came up with the idea of a Fey Corgi race, but God bless him. Anyway, neither here nor there. Duke. Right. I jumped up and started cleaning my dishes.
Sigma. What? They can't see the PDF.
Oh, have I been? Oh, I've been. Okay. Thank you for pointing that out to me. Well, on the bright side, guys, you didn't miss much. Anyway, I jumped up and started cleaning my dishes. Side effects include bouts of enthusiastic dishwashing. Leave the dishes, I can do them tonight. You baby me too much. The doorbell rang and Charlie stalked off to answer it. I was half a step behind him. I hadn't realized how hard it was pouring outside. Edward stood in the halo of the porch light, looking like a male model in an advertisement for raincoats. Take a drink.
Speaking of drinks, I need to go grab one. Not to mention grab some food, because I haven't eaten breakfast yet.
Oh god, can't it wait until we're done?
How much is left, anyways?
That's a good question. I am going to just put us back on the toilet screen for a bit and find out. 4, 5, 6... 6.5 pages?
Yeah, give or take. Okay, seriously though, I do need to grab a drink.
Alright, well, maybe just a drink for now, yeah? Possibly? Maybe? Please?
Possibly, I don't know.
I mean, I can totally understand that you're getting hungry, but we're in the middle of a live stream. Gotta have some level of professionalism here.
I'm sorry.
Alright, go do the thing.
I'll try and make it quick.
I think I'll just keep reading in the meanwhile. It's not like it's going to be progressing too far. Live streaming is hard. Slayer, did you just say bacon soda? Slayer, did you just say bacon soda? If that is an actual thing, so goddamn help me. Also, no, I did not say that in 2018. Thank you, but I'm not from the future. I have the best audience. I swear. Seriously though, if bacon soda's a... God damn it, now you guys are gonna have me looking up if bacon soda's a thing. Alright, you know what? That's an excellent distraction to go on while we're waiting for Wendy. Okay, so apparently Google thinks I'm talking about baking soda as well. Oh, Google, you tried, but no, unfortunately, I'm looking up something far less responsible. Why is there bacon-flavored soda? What the fucking... Oh, and apparently there's also peanut butter and jelly and... Oh, right. Believe it or not, I actually did know about the sweet corn soda before this. I thought Jones Soda were the real kind of... I thought they were the real pioneers of the sweet corn soda, with the whole, weird holiday packs they used to do. But bacon soda... of all the things I was expecting to break me tonight, this is not what I was expecting to break me tonight. This is bacon soda. Bacon soda, making bacon soda. I make some bacon and I put it in a soda. Sorry, Adventure Time. Oh my god. The crazy, weird tangents you guys make me go on. You see what you make me do? Why do you do these things to me? Why is bacon soda a real thing? I guess I shouldn't complain too hard. I love bacon. Okay, well, now that little distraction's out of the way, I'll just go ahead and get back to this. Yay. Durka. Ah, right. Male model advertising for raincoats. Take a drink. Right, that bit. Come on in. Excuse me. Come on in, Edward. I breathed a sigh of relief when Charlie got his name right.
You fool!
Thanks, Chief Swan, Edward said in a respectful voice. Go ahead and call me Charlie. Here, I'll take your jacket. Thanks, sir. Have a seat there, Edward. Oh, here we go. It's the 12-gauge shotgun talk. I grimaced. Edward sat down fluidly in the only chair, forcing me to sit next to Chief Swan on the sofa. I quickly shot him a dirty look. He winked behind Charlie's back. So I hear you're getting my girl to watch baseball. Only in Washington would the fact that it was raining buckets have no bearing at all on the playing of outdoor sports. Or, maybe the people around you just aren't fucking wimps about a little bit of water falling from the sky. Like, you're not gonna melt in it. Well, no, actually, you know what? Wicked Witch of the West, you might melt in it. Maybe a little bit. Yes, sir, that's the plan. He didn't look surprised that I told my father the truth. He might have been listening, though. Because, always with the stalking. Because that's what a healthy relationship looks like, apparently. Well, more power to you, I guess. Charlie laughed, and Edward joined in. Ha 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 ha! Human laughter! Okay, I stood up. Enough humor at my expense, let's go. I walked back to the hall and pulled on my jacket. They followed. Not too late, Bill. Don't worry, Charlie, I'll have her home early, Edward promised. You take care of my girl, all right? I groaned, but they ignored me. She'll be safe with me, I promise, sir. Charlie couldn't doubt Edward's sincerity. It rang in every word. I stalked out. They both laughed, and Edward followed me. Ha ha ha! The Woe-mans are clearly not capable of surviving on their own. We must help them survive as the man-folk. Seriously, what the fuck even is with this shit? Wait. Huh, okay, well, fair enough. It's not a Volvo. I stopped dead on the porch. There behind my truck was a monster Jeep. Its tires were higher than my waist. There were metal guards all over the headlights and taillights, and 4 large spotlights attached to the crash bar. The hardtop was shiny red. That actually sounds fairly badass. It also sounds like the sort of car that you drive if you had the smallest penis in the world, but, yeah, I mean, I think the only real takeaway here is that, unfortunately, this is not actually Edward's car, so we can't really levy that toward him, can we? Oh, if only. Charlie let out a low whistle. Wear your seatbelts, he choked out. Edward followed me around to my side and opened the door. I gauged the distance to the seat and prepared to jump for it. Yeah, it's funny because she's clumsy. I can't even bring myself to do it. He sighed and then lifted me in with one hand. I hoped Charlie didn't notice. As he went around to the driver's side at a normal human pace, I tried to put on my seatbelt. But there were too many buckles. Buckles. Ugh. What's all this? I asked when he opened the door. It's an off-roading harness. Uh-oh. You know what? I'm just gonna guess the punchline here. This is actually Alice's car. For the record, I have not read ahead in the chapter, so I don't know for sure. I'm just guessing. Unfortunately, this book probably does not have that much of a sense of humor. Let's find out together, shall we? Also, goddammit, Slayer, now I really want Reese's Puffs. And also bacon soda.
You fool!
Good to know I'm already getting mileage out of that new sound. Ah, damn it. I was wrong. Well, I was right and wrong. We'll get to it. I tried to find the right places for all the buckles to fit, but it wasn't going too quickly. He sighed again and reached over to help me. I was glad that the rain was too heavy to see Charlie clearly on the porch. That meant he couldn't see how Edward's hands lingered at my neck, brushed along my collarbones. Insert pedophilia joke here, again. I gave up trying to help him and focused on not hyperventilating. I know it's a 4-point harness and all, but Dear God, they're pacing this slow. And Edward turned the key and the engine roared to life. We pulled away from the house. This is a, big Jeep you have. It's Emmett's. I didn't think you'd want to run the whole way. Where do you keep this thing? We remodeled one of the outbuildings into a garage. Ugh. Fucking rich, materialistic, freaking bastards. I'm not jealous, I swear. I'm totally jealous.
Okay, I'm back.
Hi. So, you know how we were complaining about how typically Volvos don't roar?
Yeah?
Yeah, it's because it wasn't a Volvo.
What kind of car is it?
Jeep. Specifically of the, hey, look at me, I have the smallest penis in the world variety. You know.
Okay, this far into the book and we only just now find out what kind of car he has?
Well, no, this is not Edward's car. I would have laughed if it was, because of the whole, world's smallest penis thing, but, no, this isn't his. Again, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. In fact, we're gonna get to that right now. It's Emmett's. I didn't think you'd want to run the whole way.
Oh, God.
See, I was joking before I read that line, I was joking that it was probably Alice's. Which, I mean, honestly, that kind of would have just made me love Alice even more. Why is she the only redeemable character in the entire book? Yeah, I have problems. Shut up. Remodeled one of the outbuildings into a garage. I'm not jealous, except I totally am. Aren't you going to put on your seatbelt? He threw me a disbelieving look. I mean, that was a pretty stupid question. Then something sunk in. Sank in. It should be sank in. Sank is the... Yeah, you all know the whole raise versus rise thing. It's kind of like that. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Run the whole way? As in, we're still going to run part of the way. My voice edged up a few octaves. I'm not rereading that in a helium voice, just FYI. He grinned tightly. You're not going to run. I'm going to be sick. Take a drink. I swear to God, Stephanie, I'm taking away your italics key. Keep your eyes closed, you'll be fine. Comma splice. I bit my lip, fighting the panic. He leaned over to kiss the top of my head and then groaned. I looked at him, puzzled. You smell so good in the rain, he explained. That's not at all creepy! I can't hug it. In a good way or in a bad way? I asked cautiously. He sighed. Both. Always both.
That just makes it worse.
Also, I'm just over here going, ¿Por qué no los dos? Da, 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 da.
That doesn't help.
Does it ever? Yeah, I thought not. I didn't know how he found his way in the gloom and downpour, but he somehow found a side road that was less of a road and more of a mountain path. For a long while, conversation was impossible because I was bouncing up and down on the seat like a jackhammer. Oh, brilliant. Oh, brilliant. Homeboy fitted a lift kit and then didn't bother to actually get the proper shocks for it. I'm having flashbacks.
Now I'm just imagining her... I'm sorry, now I'm just imagining her in the seat.
Well, I'm sure Edward quite enjoyed that. Haha, boob joke. I'm so mature. Dirk. He seemed to enjoy the ride, though. Well, okay, I guess I'm not as immature as I thought. Smiling hugely the whole way. They jiggle. And then we came to the end of the road. The trees formed green walls on 3 sides of the jeep. The rain was a mere drizzle, slowing every second, the sky brighter through the clouds. Sorry, Bella, we have to go on foot from here. You know what, I'll just wait here. What happened to all your courage? You were extraordinary this morning.
Because I'm still scared!
I haven't forgotten the last time yet. Could it have been only yesterday? Sure as hell doesn't feel like it with the pacing of this book. Jesus Christ. He was round to my side of the car in a blur. He started unbuckling me. I'll get those, you go on ahead, I protested. He mused as he quickly finished. Seems I'm going to have to tamper with your memory.
He can do that?
He can... Since the fuck when? What? How does... Before I could react, he pulled me from the jeep and sat my feet on the ground. It was barely misting now. Alice was going to be right. Tamper with the Wendy? Wendy, you know vampires better than I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is this a thing?
Not to my knowledge. Okay, I actually put together a doc of notes. I'm gonna open that up.
Yes, please.
Why
the fuck? I'm pretty sure everybody listening knows of my vow of temperance right now. I'm starting to think might be a good idea to maybe rethink that whole, vow of temperance thing. I don't know if I can get through this sober.
Take it easy over there.
She keeps making shit up.
Okay, possible preternatural powers. Brainwashing, lucid dreaming, and/or entering other people's dreams, elemental powers.
Elemental powers? Elemental powers?
Yeah, depending on the work that actually is a thing.
Oy. Well, at least Stephanie ain't the only person bullshitting her way through the powers list.
Yeah, it's like, and I even put a note here that fire and/or water may or may not be included, as vampires tend to be vulnerable to fire and running water. Anything that isn't immediately lethal is shrugged off and eventually heals. Immortality, mind manipulation. Though it could fall into that, but I might have to look into that one further because
isn't it more usually like hypnotic suggestion though? Because I know that's kind of a thing.
Hypnotism, I believe, is separate from that.
I mean,
yeah,
technically it's
yeah, that is a separate thing. Though I'm gonna have to look up mind manipulation. Let's see.
Are you on the superpowers wiki?
No, because I remember getting this from TV Tropes.
Oh. Well, ever a reliable source of information. No, I'm not bitter that we don't have our own page. Shut up.
Well, hey, one thing I learned about TV tropes is that tropers are pretty good about being consistent in doing their research.
Yeah. I was, for the record, I was actually kidding about that.
Okay, let's see here.
You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and just assume that the whole... up to this point, every single power they've manifested has pretty much been an ass pull. So, I think it's safe to assume this is probably the same case, yeah? Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna go with that then.
Okay, well, I'm on the mind manipulation page, and it lists a whole bunch of tropes under there, and one of the tropes listed is fake memories. So, not quite sure how to take that.
I'm just gonna keep reading. Because I refuse to believe. But, then there's the other thing. Why is this only just now coming up if we've already had the whole 20 questions thing about vampiric powers and shit?
Yeah, see, and that's another thing. If he has been able to tamper with memories, this is the ability to tamper with memory this entire time, why is it just now coming up?
What about the strangest feeling that when we find out, it's just gonna hurt even more? Oh boy.
Okay, I'm just gonna ask one more question. Is a little consistency too much to ask for?
Yes, apparently. Now, may I continue? Thank you. Something like that. He was watching me intently, carefully, but there was humor deep in his eyes. It just never ends. He placed his hands against the Jeep on either side of my head, and leaned forward, forcing me to press back against the door. Yeah, knew this was gonna hurt. He leaned in even closer, his face inches from mine. I had no room to escape. Now, he breathed, and just his smell disturbed my thought processes. What exactly are you worrying about? Well, hitting a tree, I gulped, and dying, and then getting sick. So, your concern is, in chronological order, hitting a tree, dying, and puking. In that order. In that order. Wendy, do you see a problem here?
Yes, I do.
Would you like to explain to the audience what that problem is? Because, I don't know, I feel like it's the sort of thing that a lot of people might just kind of not notice. Whenever you're ready. No rush.
Go ahead.
I was asking you to do it. Oh, for God's sake. How am I supposed to be the angry straight man if I don't have you doing the wise guy bit?
I think you cut off there.
Just explain to them exactly what the issue is with this particular sequence.
How can you puke after you die?
How can you puke after you die? You can't get sick if you're dead!
Exactly.
Ah! He fought back a smile, then he bent his head down and touched his cold lips softly to the hollow at the base of my throat. That's good Adam's apple! Or lack thereof. I guess.
Well, I think females still technically have it. It's just not as pronounced. I think.
I give no fucks. Are you still worried now? He murmured against my skin. Yes.
Murmur.
Also, yes, take a drink. But I love that. Somehow that's supposed to allay her concerns? Even she's not buying this bullshit. Yes, I struggled to concentrate about hitting trees and getting sick. His nose drew a line up the skin of my throat to the point of my chin. His cold breath tickled my skin. Sir? 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 Sir?
This is getting uncomfortable.
I just want to point this out, but generally speaking, heavy petting is not... Generally speaking, heavy petting does not have any particular mimetic effect, nor indeed is it a particularly good method of debate. You are not going to win anybody over logically by smooching. I feel like this.
Smoochy smooch.
I feel like this is a fairly obvious thing to point out, but like apparently not. Ugh. Mormons. Oh, I didn't know it was okay to fuck those guys. I better should go check the broker, make sure that's okay.
Next.
I think I broke her. Again. His nose drew a line up the skin of my throat to the point of my chin. His cold breath tickled my skin. And now? His lips whispered against my jaw. Trees, I gasped. Motion sickness. He lifted his face to kiss my eyelids. Bella, you don't really think I would hit a tree, do you? No, but I might. There was no confidence in my voice. He smelled an easy victory. Well, good job. Good. You're the only... Bella Swan, you are the only person in the world who could lose an argument because her opponent was getting frisky.
How is this I don't...
He kissed slowly down my cheek, stopping just at the corner of my mouth. Would I let a tree hurt you? His lips barely brushed against my trembling lower lip. No, I breathed. I knew there was a second part to my brilliant defense, but I couldn't quite call it back. And somewhere, out in either California or Japan, not entirely sure which, Miles Edgeworth, for no readily apparent reason, sat bolt upright in bed and started shouting, "Yeah!"
Okay, I'm sorry. This isn't tampering with her memory. This is just a hypnotism thing. Badly done, but this is a hypnotism thing. It's bullshit.
So, right power, wrong name. What a surprise!
And also badly executed. I really wish I was watching a Dracula film right now.
I really wish I was doing literally anything but this right now. You see, he said, his lips moving against mine. There's nothing to be afraid of, is there? No, I sighed, giving up. It's not even hypnotism. It's just her being very bad at It's just her being very bad at asserting literally anything. Like, he's not hypnotizing her. She's just an idiot! Then he took my face in his hands almost roughly and kissed me in earnest, his unyielding lips moving against mine. There was really no excuse for my behavior. Oh my fucking...
No, there isn't!
So, why are you trying to excuse it?
So, what the fuck even is... This is fucking stupid. Like, what even the fuck... See, I have the scene going in my head from the 1979 Dracula film. That's how you do it. That's how you do a hypnotism scene. Dracula saying, "From now on, you will have no pain and no free will of your own either." Lucy, shh. Because he's hypnotizing Mina to not feel any pain, and that actually worked right. Because at the end she stopped feeling any pain, and everyone was around her, and the response is, "Good Lord, was it something I said?" And she actually stopped feeling any pain and dizziness, and that fucking worked. See, I kind of wish I could find that clip. I doubt I'd be able to. I kind of wish I could find that clip, because that's how you do a fucking hypnotism scene with a vampire.
Well, I'm sure even if you could find it, YouTube would find some way to make that a a DMCA claimable offense.
Well, given how the only... yeah, probably.
I mean, fuck's sake, they've actually started putting... I've actually seen them start to, like, demonetize, like, videos with Kevin MacLeod's music in it. And all of his stuff is under Creative Commons.
What?
Like, okay, maybe not Kevin MacLeod specifically, but, like, a lot of YouTubers that I personally follow have actually had their videos taken down or demonetized because they've used Creative Commons licensed music.
I was about to say, it's like, I don't think it's Kevin MacLeod's music, but someone else, because...
Well, yeah, but Creative Commons is Creative Commons. Like, if you specifically go out of your way to make sure that your music does not have formal copyright, it should be usable by anybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Jonathan Colton does. Does Weird Al do that? I don't know if Weird Al does that. It wouldn't surprise me if he did, but I'm not gonna put words in his mouth, and I will also not think less of him if he doesn't do that. So. This is a bit of a ramble, but just YouTube, fix your shit. Fix your shit so I can keep doing this. On second thought, don't fix your shit. I don't want to keep doing this. Make it stop. But really, fix your shit. Anyway. Obviously, I knew better by now. Yes! You do! So stop it! And yet I couldn't seem to stop from reacting exactly as I had the first time. You know what they say about insanity, I guess.
I whip my mind back and forth.
I hate you so much right now! Why do you do this? Why?
I regret nothing.
I think I'm gonna cry. Instead of keeping safely motionless, my arms reached up to twine tightly around his neck, and I was suddenly welded to his stone figure. I sighed and my lips parted. He staggered back, breaking my grip effortlessly. Damn it, Bella, he broke off, gasping. You'll be the death of me, I swear you will. Oh, don't you start with this. You are about as far from...
And yet you go out of your way to watch her while she sleeps. Fuck off.
You, sir, are about as far from Clark Gable as it's possible to fucking get! I leaned over, bracing my hands against my knees for support. You're indestructible, I mumbled, trying to catch my breath. I might have believed that before I met you. Take a drink. Now let's get out of here before I do something really stupid, he growled. Too late! He threw me across his back as he had before, and I could see the extra effort it took for him to be as gentle as he was. I locked my legs around his waist and secured my arms in a chokehold around his neck. Rude. Don't forget to close your eyes, he warned severely. I'm sorry, but if you've got a chokehold on him, I refuse to actually voice him as if he's speaking normally. Because fuck you, that's why. I quickly tucked my face into his shoulder blade, which sounds like an excellent way to bust your nose. under my own arm and squeezed my eyes shut. And I could hardly tell we were moving. I could feel him gliding along beneath me, but he could have been strolling down the sidewalk. The movement was so smooth. Ugh. I was tempted to peek just to see if he was really flying through the forest like before, but I resisted. It wasn't worth that awful dizziness. I contented myself with listening to his breath come and go evenly. I wasn't quite sure we had stopped until he reached back and touched my hair. It's over, Bella. I dared to open my eyes, and sure enough, we were at a standstill. I stiffly unlocked my stranglehold on his body and slipped to the ground, landing on my backside. Oh, for she's clumsy! Ooh, I huffed as I hit the wet ground. Again, unnecessary, as usual. He stared at me incredulously, evidently not sure whether he was still too mad to find me funny. He was mad? When was he mad? Did I miss a paragraph? Or 8? I refused to go back and check, but... Mad? But my bewildered expression pushed him over the edge, and he broke into a roar of laughter. I have so many questions. I don't think I want an answer for any of them, because it'll just make me sadder. I picked myself up, ignoring him as I brushed the mud and bracken off the back of my jacket. No, bracken, not brack-ish. I don't know why I was thinking. Actually, hold on. What even is bracken? I've never actually known. They're ferns. They're ferns. Bella, why did you have ferns on your butt? Oh. Wendy! Bella's got fern ass! You've got ass ferns. Go home before you infect the other children. Why do you have... How did you get entire ferns on the back of your... Oh, to fuck with it. That only made him laugh harder. Well, I can understand why. It's rather amusing to see somebody with a fern stuck to their ass. Annoyed, I began to stride off into the forest. I felt his arm around my waist. Where are you going, Bella? To watch a baseball game. You don't seem to be interested in playing anymore, but I'm sure the others will have fun without you. You're going the wrong way. I turned around without looking at him and stalked off in the opposite direction. Ha! Ha ha ha! Ha! I'm laughing because that was supposed to be funny, but it's not.
Yeah, it's so funny I forgot to laugh.
He caught me again. Don't be mad, I couldn't help myself. You should have seen your face. He chuckled before he could stop himself. Ha, yes, people falling over, so funny. Oh, you're the only one who's allowed to get mad? I asked, raising my eyebrow. When did he get mad? I wasn't mad at you. Thank you! Bella, you'll be the death of me? I quoted sourly. That was simply a statement of fact. Oh my god. Shit you. Haskin. Morgan. Take a drink for the italics. And then join me in questioning your life's decisions. Jesus God, why? I tried to turn away from him again, but he held me fast. You were mad, I insisted. Yes? Ah! But you just said that I wasn't mad at you! Can't you see that, Bella? Bella, he was suddenly intense, all trace of teasing gone. Don't you understand? No! No, I don't! Why is he... I could... Wendy, I tend to have trouble with reading other people's emotions and the reasons behind why they have those emotions, because, you know, autism, that's a thing. Is it just me? Is it just me in full Asperger's mode, or do you not get it either?
I need to backtrace here.
So I'll take that as a probably not. Oh. This book will be the end of me. I am not singing Pen, Pineapple, Apple, Pen, you fuck!
See here. Said that you.
I don't have nearly enough fresh produce to actually perform that. That's weird. Like...
Okay, yeah. See, now I'm getting ahead of where we stopped.
Like, at what point? At what point did the mad? At what point did the angry happen? What brought on the angry? Thank you, Mordreen. Well, at least I've got Slayer dying of laughter again. That's a good sign. My brain hurts.
See, I think he's just being a smartass because of that whole Bella, you'll be the death of me thing. And she's just interpreting that as him being mad at her, I think.
How? Like, the only way it could be any more
transparent.
Did I hear it? I felt like I heard a thing, but I guess not.
I don't know.
Unless your cat was doing something silly behind your back. No, it almost sounded like a muffled version of Moog's scream from that one episode of Mighty Car Mods. You know the one.
Oh yeah, I know the one. I heard nothing
debating
like
whether
that.
I should get that. I'm debating whether I should get that on the soundboard as well.
Just to fill in for someone screaming when they can't.
Well, I mean, that someone certainly isn't me. My indoor voice up and abandoned me a long time ago. Or, well, more accurately, it atrophied due to disuse. Okay, where was I? See what? I demanded, confused by his sudden mood swing as much as his words.
What mood?
What mood? I'm never angry with you. How could I be? Brave, trusting, warm as you are, creepy. Fucking everything he says is creepy. Everything is creepy. Everything you say wants to make me throw up. With sincerest apologies to Tegan and Sarah, The Lonely Island, and the makers of the Lego Movie.
Yes.
There. It's not Pen, Pineapple, Apple, Pen, but I sang something. You happy now?
Yeah, because everything is not awesome. This is proof. Don't do that.
But it hurts my everything.
Oh my god, that sounds dissonantly adorable. Don't do that.
But I'm sad.
Okay, that hurt my ear. That hurt my ear.
Oh, sorry. I'm just gonna go ahead and keep reading now. Goodbye. Then why? I whispered, remembering the black moods that pulled him away from me, that I'd always interpreted as well-justified frustration. Frustration at my weakness, my slowness, my unruly human reactions.
unruly human reaction.
What the fuck does that even mean? I mean, probably means, you know, clumsy, bold typeface, all caps.
You're just making it sound. You're just making it sound like all vampires are sociopaths because of this vampire's lack of. You know what? I don't even want to get into that.
It's just... There's reading too much into things, and then there's honest to God crippling. I can't even call this honest to God crippling social anxiety. I know people with social anxiety who are far better functioning than this. This is actively seeking out a reason to think someone hates you. What the almighty... I'm sorry, do you secretly want to just be hated by him? Is that what you're looking for? Because if that's the case, being his girlfriend probably isn't going to help that much. Oh, fucking whatever. He put his hands carefully on both sides of my face. I infuriate myself, he said gently. Yeah, you and... you and everyone else who's in on this dreck. The way I can't seem to keep from putting you in... Oh, here we go again! The way I can't seem to keep from putting you in danger. My very existence puts you at risk. Sometimes I truly hate myself. I should be stronger. I should be able to fucking drown yourself in whatever your beverage of choice is!
I should be stronger. Are you fucking serious right now? Dude! You sparkle in the sunlight instead of fatally bursting out into flames or turning into dust. You don't need to sleep. Fuck off!
You have no reason to be this angsty. I placed my hand over his mouth. Don't. He took my hand, moving it from his lips but holding it to his face. Because, you know, he's still kind of creepy. I love you, he said. Yeah. It's a poor excuse for what I'm doing, but it's still true.
Very existence puts her at risk. No, it doesn't.
Only thing his existence puts at risk is what little remains of my sanity! Oh, who am I kidding? I gave that up a long time ago. As is evidenced by the fact that I agreed to do this in the first place. It was the first time he'd said he loved me, in so many words. He may not realize it, but I certainly did. Okay, show of hands. Who cares? Let's see. 1, 2, 3... 0. Nobody. Okay, cool. Now, please try to behave yourself, he continued, and he bent to softly brush his lips against mine. I held properly still, as opposed to holding improperly still. Then I sighed. You promised Chief Swan that you would have me home early, remember? We better get going. Yes, ma'am. He smiled wistfully and released all of me but one hand. He led me a few feet through the tall, wet ferns and draping moss around a massive hemlock tree. And we were there, on the edge of an enormous open field in the lap of the Olympic peaks. It was twice the size of any baseball stadium. And they're gonna need every inch of it, aren't they? I could see the others all there. Esme, Emmett, and Rosalie sitting on a bare outcropping of rock were the closest to us, maybe 100 yards away. Much further out I could see Jasper and Alice, at least a quarter of a mile apart, appearing to throw something back and forth. But I never saw any ball. It's a squirrel.
They got a rock.
Thanks, Charlie. It looked like Carlisle was marking bases, but could they really be that far apart? Well...
They're vampires. They don't give a shit.
Don't say I didn't call it. When we came into view, the three on the rocks rose. Meerkats! Esme started toward us. Emmett followed after a long look at Rosalie's back. At her back? Okay. Rosalie had risen gracefully and strode off toward the field without a glance in our direction. Oh, that's why. Okay. Whatever. My stomach quivered uneasily in response. Was that you we heard, Edward? Esme asked as she approached. Sounded like a bear choking, Emmett clarified. I smiled hesitantly at Esme. That was him. Bella was being unintentionally funny, Edward explained, quickly settling the score. Ugh. I love how they're trying to be human. It's almost adorable. Alice had left her position and was running, or dancing, toward us. Do you always have to do that? She hurtled to a fluid stop at our feet. That's not... You do not hurtle to a stop! What the fuck does that even... Whatever. It is time! She announced. Because apparently she's Rafiki now.
Oh, M just asked a question in the Discord chat. If you don't mind a bit of criticism, could be speeded up a lot.
Believe me, I'm trying, but the general rule is these things get done around midnight, so, like, if you gotta go, go. But I am trying to get through this relatively quickly while still trying to entertain myself and others. Because some of this shit is just that baffling.
She also said this book is getting ridiculously tedious. It really is.
Getting? Just getting there. Also, yeah, Alice basically is Rafiki, in that she's weird, psychic, overly energetic, and pretty much the most interesting person in the entire story. Sorry, Simba.
Okay, it's not about her having to go, it's just that this book really is getting ridiculously tedious.
I mean, yeah. All the more reason to carry on, then. As soon as she spoke, a deep rumble of thunder shook the forest beyond us, and then crashed westward toward town, because, of course, timing. Oop. And my... there we go. Eerie, isn't it? Emmett said with easy familiarity, winking at me. Let's go. Alice reached for Emmett's hand, and they darted towards the oversized field. She ran like a gazelle. How many different ways can we describe Alice's running? He was nearly graceful and just as fast, yet Emmett could never be compared to a gazelle.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck me. Just fuck me.
Yet Emmett could never be...
I mean, he is Dwayne The Rock Johnson, but, like, really? Come on. Have you ever seen The Tooth Fairy? Man looks great in a tutu.
Yet Emmett could never be compared to a gazelle, then why bring it up?
Because stupid. Are you ready for some football? Edward asked, his eyes eager, bright. I had to. I tried to sound appropriately enthusiastic. Go team. What, you mean that's not how she said it? He snickered and, after mussing my hair, bounded off after the other two. His run was more aggressive, a cheetah rather than a gazelle, and he quickly overtook them. The grace and power took my breath away. It's threatening to take my lunch away. Shall we go down? Esme asked in her soft, melodic voice, and I realized I was staring open-mouthed after him. Durr. I quickly reassembled my expression and nodded. Please stop picking up your face, that's weird. Esme kept a few feet between us, and I wondered if she was still being careful not to frighten me. She matched her stride to mine without seeming impatient at the pace. You don't play with them? I asked shyly. No, I prefer to referee. I like keeping them honest, she explained. Do they like to cheat, then? Oh, yes. You should hear the arguments they get into. Actually, I hope you don't. You would think they were raised by a pack of wolves. I resent that statement!
Get out of here.
You sound like my mom. I laughed, surprised. She laughed too. Well, I do think of them as my children in most ways. I never could get over my mothering instincts. Did I ever tell you I'd lost a child? No, I murmured. Take a drink. stunned, scrambling to understand what lifetime she was remembering. Yes, my first and only baby. He died just a few days after he was born, the poor tiny thing. She sighed. It broke my heart. That's why I jumped off the cliff, you know. She added matter-of-factly. Okay, let's just nonchalantly talk about plunging to our deaths. Surely that won't be foreshadowing for the next book.
Yeah, she didn't even intend that, I don't think.
Of course she didn't. She's Stephanie fucking Meyer. Edward just said you fell, I stammered. Always the gentleman, she smiled. Edward was the first of my new sons. I've always thought of him that way, even though he's older than I, in one way at least. She smiled at me warmly. That's why I'm so happy that he's found you, dear. The endearment sounded very natural on her lips. He's been the odd man out for far too long. It's hurt me to see him alone. You don't mind, then? I asked, hesitant again. That I'm all wrong for him? My kingdom for a sharp blow to the head. No, she was thoughtful. You're what he wants. It'll work out, somehow, she said, though her forehead creased with worry. Another peal of thunder began. Esme stopped then. Apparently we reached the edge of the field. It looked as if they had formed teams. Edward was far out in left field, Carlyle stood between the first and second bases, and Alice held the ball, positioned on the spot that must be the pitcher's mound. Emmett was swinging an aluminum bat. It whistled almost untraceably through the air. I waited for him to approach home plate, but then I realized, as he took his stance, that he was already there, farther from the pitcher's mound than I would have thought possible.
I'll be right back.
If you must. Jasper stood several feet behind him, catching for the other team. Oh, Jasper's catching, is he?
Next.
I'm horrible. I'm sorry. Chalk that one up, Slayer. Of course, none of them had gloves. Alright, Esme called in a clear voice, which I knew even Edward would hear, as far out as he was. Batter up. Alice stood straight, deceptively motionless. Her style seemed to be stealth rather than an intimidating wind-up. She held the ball in both hands at her waist, and then, like the strike of a cobra, her right hand flicked out and the ball smacked into Jasper's hand. Was that a strike? I whispered to Esme. If they don't hit it, it's a strike, she told me. Heh, they don't have balls. And yes, Slayer, you can absolutely add that one. Jasper hurled the ball back to Alice's waiting hand. She permitted herself a brief grin, and then her hand spun out again. This time the bat somehow made it around in time to smash into the invisible ball. The crack of impact was shattering, thunderous. It echoed off the mountains. I immediately understood the necessity of the thunderstorm. I mean, it's like the most artless, pointless homage to old American folk tales and tall tales about pretty much this exact sort of thing. I'm reminded of Rip Van Winkle, and that's unfortunate, specifically for Rip Van Winkle. Please, stop dragging down the American mythos. I'm sorry, but this is just... Gah! Blah! Keep reading. The ball shot like a meteor above the field, flying deep into the surrounding forest. Home run, I murmured. Take a drink. Wait, Esme cautioned, listening intently, one hand raised. Emmett was a blur around the bases, Carlyle shadowing him. I realized Edward was missing. Out! Esme cried in a clear voice. I stared in disbelief as Edward sprang from the fringe of the trees, ball in his upraised hand, his wide grin visible even to me. Emmett hits the hardest, Esme explained, but Edward runs the fastest. The inning continued before my incredulous eyes. It was impossible to keep up with the speed at which the ball flew, the rate at which their bodies raced around the field. I learned the other reason they waited for a thunderstorm to play when Jasper, trying to avoid Edward's infallible fielding, hit a ground ball toward Carlisle. Carlisle ran into the ball, and then raced Jasper to first base. When they collided, the sound was like the crash of two massive falling boulders. I mean, I would have expected more, an incredibly aggressive but nonetheless quite meaty slap. Which sounded a lot less gay in my head, I'll be honest.
Next.
I jumped up in concern, but they were somehow unscathed. Safe, Esme called in a calm voice. Emmett's team was up by 1. Rosalie managed to flit around the bases after tagging up on one of Emmett's long flies. When Edward caught the third out, he sprinted to my side, sparkling with excitement. But it's not even daytime. I guess. I don't know. Has anybody been keeping track of the actual time frame for all this? As far as I can tell, it might as well be 2 a.m. at this point.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, hi. You missed baseballs.
Of course I missed baseball.
A surprising amount of sexual innuendo. Then again, it's baseball. So maybe not that surprising.
Next.
What do you think? He asked. Well, one thing's for sure, I'll never be able to sit through dull old Major League Baseball again. You could originally. And it sounds like you did so much of that before, he laughed. Oh, fuck you! I had the joke first, damn it. I am a little disappointed, I teased. Why? He asked, puzzled. Well, it'd be nice if I could find just one thing you didn't do better than everyone else on the planet. Have you tried committed loving relationships? Yeah, I really am horrible. He flashed his special crooked smile, leaving me breathless. I'm up, he said, heading for the plate. He played intelligently, keeping the ball low, out of reach of Rosalie's always ready hand in the outfield, gaining 2 bases like lightning before Emmett could get the ball back in play. Carlisle knocked one so far out of the field, with a boom that hurt my ears, that he and Edward both made it in. Alice slapped them dainty high fives. Ah! Go team! The score constantly changed as the game continued, and they razzed each other like any street ball players as they took turns with the lead. People actually use the term razzed. Stephanie, how old are you? Stupid question. She old. You know, one of these days making fun of Stephanie Meyer's dated language will actually not be funny anymore. For now, I'm still getting a kick out of it. What, Wendy, you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay.
I'm just I'm just looking at the chat.
Anything interesting going on?
Uh,
I've been told please not to break, as in... but specifically, B-R-A-K-E. To which I can only respond, there are no brakes on the fuck train! That's going on the Tumblr blog.
You fool! Excuse me.
I'm having way too much fun with this. Except I'm not. Except I am. I can't decide if I'm having fun or hating everything. Can I do both at the same time, or is that not a thing? This is like some weird sort of zen of extremes. Anyway. The score constantly changed as the game continued, and I already said that. Occasionally, Esme would call them to order. The thunder rumbled on, but we stayed dry, as Alice had predicted. Carlisle was up to bat, Edward catching. Who was on first?
Don't.
Too late. When Alice suddenly gasped, "Third base!" My eyes were on Edward, as usual, and I saw his head snap up to look at her. Their eyes met, and something flowed between them in an instant. He was at my side before the others could ask Alice what was wrong. Alice? Esme's voice was tense. I didn't see. I couldn't tell, she whispered. All the others were gathered by this time. What is it, Alice? Carlyle asked with a calm voice of authority. They were traveling much quicker than I thought. I can see I had the perspective wrong before, she murmured. Take a drink. And hey, look, the plot's finally arriving.
It took, like, what, 2/3 of the way into the book?
Something like that. Actually, almost 3/4 of the way, if I'm looking at the scroll bar.
Yeah, because... Yeah, it's like, look at the scroll bar over, like 3/4. Go by page count, over 2/3.
You know, any other book, any good book, would have introduced the villains of the piece before 1/4 of the way in. Here we are, 3/4 of the way through the book, and we're just now getting to the actual fucking plot.
This is ridiculous.
Ridiculous doesn't even begin to cut it. I've seen episodes of Bo more coherent than this. And if any of you have seen that show, you know what I mean. Thank you, Mordreen. That was quite a good one, actually. Well done. Okay, where was I? Jesper leaned over her, his posture protective. What changed? He asked. They heard us playing, and it changed their path, she said, contrite, as if she felt responsible for whatever had frightened her. So, you mean to tell me you knew these fuckers were coming? And we all know at this point that these fuckers in question are the bad guys. Let's be honest, there's not very good foreshadowing in this book. So we know that's happening. Thank you, Mordreen. And yet you still decided to do something... And yet you still decided to fucking go out and play baseball. Which, as we very clearly established by now, is not exactly a low-key event for you lot.
So basically, these villains showing up is the Cullens' fault.
Well, them showing up, not necessarily, but them showing up as quickly as they do, i.e. before the book is finished,
is the Cullens' fault.
Yeah, which, in that perspective, I almost want to thank them for it. Anyway, 7 pairs of quick eyes flashed to my face and away. How soon? Carlyle said, turning toward Edward. A look of intense concentration crossed his face. Less than 5 minutes. They're running. They want to play, he scowled. Can you make it? Carlyle asked him, his eyes flickering toward me again. No, not carrying, he cut short. Besides, the last thing we need is for them to catch the scent and start hunting. How many? Emmett asked Alice. 3. She answered tersely. 3, he scoffed. Let them come. The steel bands of muscle flexed along his massive arms. Oh boy! Can you smell what the Rock is cooking? I mean, I'm excited. For a split second that seemed much longer than it really was, Carlyle deliberated. Only Emmett seemed unperturbed. Because of course he wasn't perturbed. He's the fucking Rock. Never getting over that. Never getting over that. Because it's just true. The rest stared at Carlyle's face with anxious eyes. Anxious eyes. They're watching you.
They see your every move.
Another one of those jokes that just keeps coming back. Let's just continue the game, Carlyle finally decided. His voice was cool and level. Alice said they were simply curious. All this was said in a flurry of words that lasted only a few seconds.
Wait until they see Bella. Remember, Cullens, it's your fault.
I had listened carefully and caught most of it, though I couldn't hear what Esme now asked Edward with a silent vibration of her lips. Seriously, what the fuck even? I only saw the slight shake of his head and the look of relief on her face. You catch, Esme, he said. I'll call it now. And he planted himself in front of me. What have we said about conjunctions at the beginning of sentences? What have we fucking said?
Excuse me.
Thank you, Mordred. The others returned to the field, warily sweeping the dark forest with their sharp eyes. Alice and Esme seemed to orient themselves around where I stood. Take your hair down, Edward said in a low, even voice. I don't know where he's going with this. I'm wondering what the point is. I obediently slid the rubber band out of my hair and shook it out around me. I stated the obvious. The others are coming now. Yes, stay very still, keep quiet, and don't move from my side, please. He hid the stress in his voice well, but I could hear it.
They can still smell you.
He pulled my long hair forward around my face. That won't help, Alice said softly. I could smell her across the field. I know.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to be fooled just by the fact that now she looks a little bit like Cousin It.
Or Samara. Whatever.
So many references to the Addams Family tonight. And on that note, I'm terribly sorry, the Addams Family.
And the rain.
Yeah. I do not much care about that one. But, you know, suit yourself.
Oh.
Carlisle stood at the plate, and the others joined the game half-heartedly. I'm sorry, but when I hear half-hearted and baseball in the same sentence, you know, sort of, the only thing I can think of is, ladies and gentlemen, your Cincinnati Reds!
Well, yeah, the Reds suck. The Reds suck this season.
They suck every season. That is, I'm sorry, but crippling, frustrating mediocrity is just kind of that is the Cincinnati professional sports way. Like, it doesn't matter. I mean, apparently we've got a good soccer team now, but, like, this is America. That doesn't mean anything here. Anyway. What did Esme ask you? What did Esme ask you? Mixing up my tenses now, I whispered. He hesitated for a second before he answered. Whether they were thirsty, he muttered unwillingly. Well, I mean, I guess that's reassuring, then, that he was able to answer in the negative. The seconds ticked by. The game progressed with apathy now. I've just got so many. Now up to bat, Joey Votto. That's a joke that you're literally only going to get if you're from Cincinnati, or really into baseball. No one hit harder than a bunt, and Emmett, Rosalie, and Jasper hovered in the infield. Now and again, despite the fear that numbed my brain, I was aware of Rosalie's eyes on me. They were expressionless, but something about the way she held her mouth made me think she was angry. I mean, haven't we kind of already established that that's sort of her default? Insofar as we've established anything about Rosalie. I just want to point out, up to this point, literally all we know about her is stuff that we've been told about her. And the fact that she apparently owns a BMW M3 convertible, despite the fact that those don't exist.
I was about to say, like, that's a thing now?
It isn't. The only if you want a BMW 3 Series convertible, you're getting a 325i. There is not an M spec of it, because that would be pointless. Because, well, you know what? I'm not going to bother going into this. If you don't know why it's pointless, you probably don't care. Where was I? Right. Edward paid no attention to the game at all, eyes and mind ranging the forest. I'm sorry, Bella, he muttered fiercely. It was stupid, irresponsible to expose you like this. I'm so sorry. Good grief, she's naked!
Ron, expose.
Oh, I have been duped. Bugman does it better. I heard his breath stop and his eyes zeroed in on right field. He took a half step, angling himself between me and what was coming.
Next.
Yeah, okay. Carlyle, Emmett, and the others turned in the same direction, hearing sounds of passage much too faint for my ears. That's how you end the chapter?
Cliffhanger?
Well, not even a cliffhanger! Just abrupt! End of chapter! Just... And of course, the next chapter, to go with the game, we've got The Hunt. Oh, goody. Right, well, I think that'll be where we stop for the night.
Yeah.
So, good news, everyone! Plot's finally happening! I guess?
Next chapter is about 6.5 pages long, if I counted right.
What, just 6.5?
Actually, wait, I think I may have counted wrong. I'm counting again.
I mean, 1...
Oh, yeah,
4...
yeah, 6.5 pages.
Huh. Huh.
So yeah, next stream's gonna be fairly short.
Yeah? I'm almost tempted to... No, I'm not gonna keep going. Fuck that, I'm not gonna keep going.
No, not after this last chapter, no.
Dear God, no, that was a slog. And yes, Devastator, apparently Twilight has a plot. We're as surprised as you are.
Took a long ass time to get there.
And no, Slayer, nobody is doing the Reese's Puffs rap.
I don't even know what that is.
That's mostly why we're not going to be doing the Reese's Puffs rap, actually, because I don't know either. And I like Reese's Puffs. What if we still have some in the... What if we still got some in the pantry downstairs, actually? Something to think about later, I guess. But yes, that's that chapter over with, and Jesus Christ on a motor scooter, that was an absolute pain in the ass. Like, just so much incomprehensible, stupid bullshit. The only reason it was at all entertaining was because I got a chance to use quite a bit of the old Super Kami Guru voice. And also, you rang. Because apparently now Twilight's even ruining the Addams family. Great. But hey, now that we're actually getting into some proper, action, such as it is, maybe we'll actually get the chance to enjoy ourselves next chapter. No, we won't. So, I think that's just going to have to be where we call it for the night. Thank you guys very much for joining us. If you liked what you saw, do, by all means, check out the description below for our social media accounts. And do remember, we do this every week. Thank you all very much for listening. Have a good one. End of line.